Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Leslie and today we're going to be making 3 cards using these word dies from scrapbook.com. It says thanks, hello, and thank you, and some cut elements from Art Options. These 2 items were sent to me by Lauren Taylor because I won a contest in her Make and Take Club on Facebook, so I'm excited to start it today. So this is my first card. I went with the thank you die cuts here. Lots of florals. I'm making a regular A2 card. Actually, all 3 of these cards will be A2 cards, which is the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I really like a lot of the colors that the die cut elements brought to the table. It kind of made me work a little bit outside of my comfort zone. I'm usually a bigger, bolder color user, but I like a lot of these soft colors that they put together with the lavenders and the blues. That's me showing you why I sometimes hate double-sided paper, because sometimes you just love both sides. And did you see the galaxy on the one side? I'm definitely going to have to use that other side for another card. I do have another page of that, so that's good. And then I did die cut the thank you. The I just lost my train of thought. The outside die about 3 times. 2 with just the plain lavender, and then once with that pattern. I just wanted to kind of bump it up without using foam tape. And I thought this would be a good way to add some dimension to my card. I'm always trying out new skills and techniques, and that's one of them that I don't always have foam tape on me. I'm not very good at using foam tape, so being able to use the dies to cut multiple times just works better for me. There I'm using liquid glue to put those together, and then I always put my acrylic block on top of them until they kind of dry. So I'm just kind of positioning the flowers how I like them. Some of them are going to come off the card, so I'll cut those. I started with a little bit of liquid glue. I used a little bit of both glue and the adhesive just because I really wanted to make sure it stayed down and it was strong. And then I'm going to just put that in the left lower hand corner. I just like how it kind of falls off the card, but I will cut some of the edges off just so it fits in a normal A2 envelope there. I don't know about anybody else, but my glass mat just gets so much adhesive and glue on it. It's probably just me. I'm not, as you can just see there, I'm not very graceful with it. Is that the right word? I don't even know. But I'm putting the word thank on that. Gosh, I cannot think of words today. That outline die. That's the word I'm looking for. Outline. Yep. It's been one of those long days. But I wanted to get a video up because I've been sitting on some of these videos that need voiceovers. And I finally have a night where everybody's asleep but me. So we're getting this done. And I don't know about you and your family, but we've had colds the last couple weeks, and so this is actually one of the first few days that I feel like I can talk for a while without coughing every 5 seconds, so that's really nice too. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to set up my thank you. I like things to kind of touch and like really like interact with each other. So, and that's me, always covered in glue. I really like things to stay in their place. But then, yeah, I get glue everywhere. Alright, and now I'm going to cut those edges off just so it does fit in an envelope. These are ones that I don't know if I'll mail these or if I will donate them to Cards for Kindness. I'm using honeybee embellishments there, and I did speed this up quite a bit. I can never figure out where I want my embellishments. I watch some of these other YouTubers and they're like, here, here, here. And I'm like, that makes sense. And then I go to do it myself and I'm like, I have no clue what I like, where I want it, which ones I want to use. And so this is me trying to figure out how I wanted them to go. So I ended up with just 3 in the bottom and 3 on top, just like little triangle clusters. I liked how they kind of interacted with the thank you and really drew your eye to kind of read it down. And so this made sense to me. Let me know if you guys have the same problem, if anyone else struggles with embellishments. I love adding shine and sparkle to my card, but sometimes I go, is this worth the trouble? Liquid glue also makes things kind of move around there. So this is my first card. And I realized at that moment that I did not like the lavender thank you, that it wasn't really popping well for me. I felt it was kind of hard to read, and so I decided to cut it again with the white cardstock here. I just think it pops so much better. It's easier to read. It still goes with the colors of the card, but it just, your eye goes straight towards that, and that's what I want. Let me get all the adhesive off my fingers. Seriously, guys, you see me kind of like twitch in these videos. It's me trying to get the glue off my fingers because I don't know how other people like use the tweezers or something, but my finger tools are the best. So this is my second card. This card was inspired by the embellishments. I just love the purple and the gold, so I really wanted to make a card that those would really shine on. I did use this stencil from scrapbook.com and some lunar paste to make the butterflies, and then I did put some I'm going to put some vellum on top of that just so it just kind of gives a smoother look. So here I am realizing that I did not cut my paper how I wanted it to be. I wanted a little bit of the white from the base showing, and I realized I did not cut it, and that meant that the vellum was also cut wrong. And so I'm going to try to put the border on it, thinking that the border will hide the fact that that paper goes over, and I'm going to just cut it. And then I realized that everything was just not cut correctly because the vellum is too long and the frame border is the size that I want it to be. So then I had to cut that, and then I was coming to the realization of, oh, my paper isn't cut correctly either. So I had to pull that off. Thankfully, that we won't see any of that white cardstock in the back. That will show that I had to rip off the lavender cardstock, but it's okay. You kind of live and learn, and then realize, cut your sheets before you get on camera, or at least line it up if you're gonna do it that way. I have been trying to put a lot of these kind of together, just like trying to put the final adhesive on it, just to keep these videos shorter. I plan on doing a few videos where I go in depth in certain techniques or certain parts. Like I might do a video where I'm just doing the lunar paste on the stencils or something like that. But for the most part, I really want to inspire with the looks of the card. If I know tips and tricks, like I said, I can totally talk tonight, guys. I will definitely let you guys know. As I learn, you're going to be learning with me, kind of thing. So the hello was one of the dies from scrapbook.com. I just cut it out of the same gold cardstock. The lovely and the butterflies came from that Elements pack. So I'm trying to use a little bit of both. I really wanted to use those word dies on every single card, but then I still want to make sure I'm using a lot of the ephemerum. I can't even say that word, guys. Die cut elements as well. Yep. This is me babbling. It's what I do. Just putting some glue on the hello. I do have a strip of that purple behind it just so it pops up a little bit more. I really like how this card ends up coming out. I love butterflies. I need to use them on my cards more often. And I just love how the golds kind of mingled with each other and interacted. And I'm going to say a lot. You know, one day we will look back on these videos and cringe a little bit because we'll be that good at doing voiceovers and editing and all that kind of stuff. But that is probably well into the future and not right now. So bear with me, guys. Stick with me and you'll just see my growth and you'll be like, fantastic. She did so well, and be so proud of me. I'm just telling you right now. And this is me trying to figure out where I should put those embellishments again, because as I made this card, I was like, oh, these inspired it, and then I didn't really think about where I'd put them. But I love how it came out. So, and finally, my third card. I used a 3D embossing folder from Simon Says Stamp for that flower image. I love embossing folders. They're one of my favorite things with my die cutting machine. It's one of the reasons I wanted to get one is for embossing. I have a Cricut, so I kept putting a die cutter on the back burner because I'm like, oh, I could just, make this shape and then I can cut it out kind of thing. Like, what's the point of getting a die cutting machine? It's for embossing, guys. For me, it's for embossing and for really intricate cuts and lettering that stays together. I think my Cricut needs a new blade or something. You see on that pattern paper, I did take the outline dies of that thank you out of that. Since nobody sees it, just pretend it's not there kind of thing. At the end of the day, only the people watching this video will know that it existed, honestly. And I like adding a little bit of that pattern. It just pops that flower image just a little bit more up. So I like how it came out. And this is, I'm using Thanks die. I did it again where I did I cut it 3 times, twice with just plain cardstock. And then what I was trying to show you, which the camera did not pick up on, that top Thanks is actually a different material. It's almost like seed paper. But it's not seed paper. It just has the same kind of feel. And I was trying to show that on camera and it did not work out. So we're just going to keep going, guys. On the actual card, you can kind of tell, but not really. It was a thought that count. It has a different texture to it. So if you touch it, you kind of notice it. But if you're just looking at it, you don't. So that's the great thing about getting the cards in person is that you can feel the embossing and just the different textures and things. And I really like that. So I got to get better about mailing my cards out. I've been building up my stash. That way I have cards to send out for certain holidays or to donate to Cards for Kindness, or just if I go, oh, I need a quick card and I don't have time to make one, I have some on hand. But because I've been building up my stash, I keep forgetting to actually mail some out. So those Shamrock cards that I made, I was like, okay, I'm going to mail these to a couple friends and they are still in my stash. So, next year, #goals. I'm usually good about my birthday cards that I make because I make them specifically for certain people and I have dates on my calendar of mail this out. But the holidays, I want to get better about actually sending out holiday cards, and that's something I currently need to work on and not just have a pileup of, St. Patrick's Day cards and we're getting close to Easter here, and I'm making Easter cards, and I'm like, I am going to mail these or at least hand them to people because that's the whole point. I mean, I love making cards just for me, just to kind of give me a creative outlet or have some me time, but we got to send them to people because who doesn't like getting fun snail mail? I mean, I love it. I love when I don't get a bill and I get like a card from someone, even if it's just like go to the Dollar Tree and get me a $1 card and you wrote a sweet note in it. Like, do it, guys. Do it. Not everybody's a card maker. If you are, gloat and flaunt it or something, but just send them out. Just get them out. Just get them to people. Everybody loves getting mail. It's like getting mini presents. And that's me getting glue off my fingers again. I'm just setting up this card because I set up some of these cards and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to film. And then I went, now what was I going to do with them again? How was I going to position this again? So that's why I'm like making sure I'm kind of outlining my card here so that I can just put the adhesive on it, put it together, and it just runs smoothly, which, is great. I like it when things run smoothly. At least for something. And perfection is not key here. I just want to get something down. I want to get something beautiful. I want to give someone a smile. So I need to mail these out. And then I really wanted to use creativity and get out of my comfort zone with these products that I was given, because honestly, the word dies was in my cart of something that I wanted to get because I need a few of those basic word dies. But those die cut elements, I would not have bought this for myself ever. I don't do light pastel-y kind of faded gray colors. And I don't do a lot of this kind of like emblems unless it comes with like a card kit or something like that. So the fact that this kind of got me out of my comfort zone and I had to really think about what I wanted to do with it was fun for me. So thanks, Lauren. I will link. There we go. That's what you do on YouTube. I will link her YouTube channel down in the description box if I can figure out how to do that. Like I said, I'm still new at this, guys. You're in the very beginning with me as I'm learning. So bear with me as I learn how to do things. I finally got YouTube to let me have live links. So woo. But anyway, I will link her down in the description box if I can. So those are my 3 cards. I had a great time doing this, and thanks so much for hanging out with me. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you liked these cards, and hit that bell if you want to be notified whenever I have a video up. I try to do once a week. I'm not very regular. I'll try harder. Have a great day.